plan for you. It's going to be a strictly platinum show. Now, before you get scared off by that notion, because what do we associate platinum with? When you think about, you can go, like if you're making music, making a record, you can go gold. That's good. It's good to go gold, right? But then you go platinum. That means you've sold X amount more than you have if you've even gone gold. So in the jewelry terms, whenever we're talking about a really fine gemstone, it's often bandied about around platinum because we're saying you put the best in the best. For example, what you're going to see today, you've got emeralds, the best of the emeralds. You wouldn't put a so-so emerald in platinum. You wouldn't put a so-so ruby in platinum. You would only put an indicolite tourmaline. You would only put the best in the best. And platinum has been long considered the best for many reasons. A, because of its rarity. B, because of its strength. It requires temperatures around 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit to even work with this material. But the strength of it, to just kind of take a step back, it's got very tightly packed molecules. The atoms are very, very tight. That's the reason why you'll hear it said, I think Becky Booker probably said it best, it'd be the equivalent of having, if we had the exact same weight of one item in, let's just say, 1 gram of peanut butter versus 1 gram of marshmallows. Now, the marshmallows might be a little bit bigger looking, right? It's going to be more bulky. But if you felt the two, the density of platinum is something very, very remarkable. It's something you can literally feel whenever you're wearing a platinum piece usually. That said, we are going to have that today for you today. It's going to be amazing. We've got the matching pendants to go with a lot of these. We've got this indicolite. I think this is probably one of the finest gents rings we have in our entire inventory. That'll be coming your way. We're going to start the show off with a platinum piece here. It's a nice chain. Look, most people will never have the chance to even wear platinum. It's not in the cards because it has traditionally been so expensive. I feel like platinum's super low right now. It continues to kind of bounce back up, but it's been, I feel like, very, very low for a long time. That's going to behoove you because we're not doing a lot of platinum anymore. We're getting very, very few and far between chains in platinum. I wish we had more, but because that's kind of the handwritings on the walls that platinum is going to be going up along. But gold has obviously famously gone up so much, like over 30% last year, and it continues on the rocket ship to the moon, right? But we're going to be able to bring you platinum today at very, very affordable prices. It is, well, no pun intended, the gold standard when it comes to precious metal. It is, in fact, a noble metal. Because it's a white metal, unlike silver, you're not going to have the issues of tarnishing, oxidizing. But like silver, or at least nickel-free silver, it will be antimicrobial. It will be, it's going to give you hypoallergenic. It does have hypoallergenic properties. So for those of you who are, and I think it's a lot more people now than it probably ever has been for whatever various reasons, I don't know. But the people that have sort of skin allergies, platinum's ideal. It's not going to irritate. So if you happen to give this as a gift, you're going to be in great shape. Because A, they're going to know that you really care because they're going to think you spent a fortune. Because a chain like this, and this is going to be shop one, at pretty much any retailer, and the only retailers that are going to have a chain like this that's going to be in platinum, and it's got that big lobster claw clasp in the back, keeps pulling it down, is going to be at your high-end luxury jewelers, really. So what we have here, can we pull up the information? I just want to get the gram weight right there in front of me. Yes, sir. So what we're looking at here is well over 1.25 carats a gram in platinum. Now that's going to be important as we move forward. When we talk about gram weight, you typically don't hear a lot about that in the jewelry world, but it does add up, and it does matter 110%. So if you were to take all of your gold and silver and platinum to, let's say a thrift shop, like a pawn shop kind of place, First thing they're going to do, they don't care how beautiful it is. Oh, this is Italian made. No, what they're interested in, they're just going to break out the scale. All right, so that's very important. We've got a nice size gram weight here. It's not the biggest chain, but this is going to be a perfect chain to wear your pendants on. Yeah. Pendants that'll have nothing but the best in the best. You could wear it with silver too, because it is a precious white metal. But unlike silver, again, it doesn't do the, you don't have to worry about it oxidizing. It's not going to tarnish. You're not going to be having to break it out and polish it, once every year or so, depending on how many wears you get, how wet you got it. This is ideal. Now, folks, we're doing this today for $269. This is going to be shop one. So let's talk to you about how you're going to, if you want to grab this, there's 8 of them. So if you want to grab this, you're going to need to put in the comments section right here. I don't know why I'm pointing up there. I can just say comment section right there. Put shop 1, SHOP 1. Next item will be shop 2. So that's going to be the same for everybody. We've streamlined that process across the board, only slightly different. And then click on that, and it's going to go straight to the website where you'll be redirected to, where you'll be able to kind of see all the information. It's basically a very simple chain. We're talking about a simple platinum Rollo chain, right? Very strong though. This one's going to be 18 inches. You're going to find out all that information there. You're going to be able to go ahead and check out. The only difference I would say is for people who are watching on TikTok, do the same thing. Put the shop 1 in that comment section right there, and then click on that. And then I'm going to have DJ send you a link that you then just click on. He'll pop it back to you, and you click on that, and then that's going to redirect you exactly where everybody else is already being redirected. So we've streamlined the TikTok. We're getting better at it. We've almost got it down exactly where we can just give you guys all one instruction. So Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, welcome everybody. You guys just click on that. It's going to redirect you, and then for the TikTok friends, you'll get the link back. We're doing this for $269. Now, the important thing that you'll need to remember once you do get redirected to the website there is that you're going to have a code today. It's going to be enacted for 24 hours for these items, these particular items. So after 24 hours, the price or the code goes away. The price could potentially go up as well, because typically they'll lower the prices on the website for these shows. For the most part, they do. We're guaranteed the lowest prices there is. So this is going to be the best way for you to shop if you've ever had a dream of owning platinum, and we're going to make it a very affordable option for you today. All right? I think that's the house cleaning. So, yes. Again, we have 8 of these, or we did as of earlier this morning. And after you use the code LIVE25, well, you're going to get this down around $200. You also have, very quickly, what we refer to as budget pay. Budget pay is an opportunity for you to get this home. It's not a credit card. There's no credit check involved whatsoever. So basically what they're going to do is you're just going to click on the budget pay option while you're online, and you will have the opportunity to basically get this home for, let's see, $54. I'll just take off 25%, 54 times 0.75. $40 is going to get a platinum chain home. A platinum chain, by the way, that's easily going to retail, I would say, in the neighborhood of anywhere from $1,200 to $1,500. You're like, well, that's not the biggest chain. It is the best. Strong, too. This is going to be one of the strongest metals, precious metals there is out there. This is, of course, many of the other platinum family of metals, like palladium and famous rhodium, right? Iridium, osmodium. But this is fantastic. You don't have to worry about cleaning or polishing. I guess you can give it a little polish. And a little damp cloth, just every once in a while, wipe it down. But this is going to be ideal. Great standalone, too. I mean, it's 18 inches. It could work for the guys as well. And it's definitely going to be one that you can wear a lot of pendants with and not have to worry about it snapping. Like, say, if we're talking about this size chain in silver, not to pick on silver, right? But they're very similar in look. They both have very highly reflective values, right? Both are beautiful, precious white metals. But with a silver chain this size, very easy to snap that chain. I'm not saying you couldn't snap this chain, but I'm saying it's going to be a lot more difficult when we're dealing with platinum because of that strength. This is shop 1. We have 8 of them. Elegantly simplistic, I like to say. And that is a very, very nice one. Yeah, and again, just to kind of reiterate that, I know I just said it, but I want to hammer this home. You do not find platinum in the retail space very often. It's more of a, I'd say probably more of a specialty order for most places. If you were to go there and just ask them, say, hey, I want a platinum chain, chances are they probably aren't going to have that. They'll have gold, right? They'll have 10 karat gold. They may have 14, they may have 18, but chances are they will not have platinum because there's so little of this material in the world. It's very, very rare, this metal, right? It's been held artificially low, so I think that's going to behoove you here. And then the fact that we just give you some of the lowest prices that you're ever going to see. I want you to keep in mind as well, unless an item is going to be on clearance, you're going to have an opportunity to get that home, inspect it. If you're not in love with it, you can send it back. You have 30 days to make up your mind. If there's a tag attached to it, do not tear off the tag. That's all. Pretty simple stuff. So you're having a virtually risk-free opportunity at around $200 to get a platinum chain. It's a beautiful thing. All right, now, next up, I remember once upon a time, it seems so long ago, I was married once. Okay. Now, did work out, lovely lady, wish her the best. But we went shopping for wedding bands. Everything was high. Everything was really high. This would have been probably 2012, 2013. All right. Everything was very, very high. Among the highest was, I remember at the time, I said, well, what about the platinum option for the wedding band? Yeah, let's try that. What about that? It is nowhere near in the cards. And then we're talking, keep in mind, we're talking probably 15 years ago. Okay? And I remember looking at a platinum band and they wanted well over $2,000 for it. It was nothing more special. It was your traditional high polish band that a lot of us are familiar with seeing, basically about like these beautiful earrings, right? It was just that nice sort of high polish. The classic, nothing wrong with the classic. They're classics for a reason. But that's all it was. And there was nothing too substantial about it. It wasn't even that wide. It was about as wide as this band. Now, this is not, full disclosure, this is not my size, right? And you're going to be I want you to try to get it in your size if you can, and we're going to have those sizes available to you. But it was no wider than that, and it didn't have the texturing that this has. This has that diamond cutting here, which is going to give you all of this extra light refraction or reflection, rather. That you're going to see coming off of each one of these individually strategically placed cuts. And keep in mind, it is very, very expensive to work with platinum. You have to again, it requires temperatures in excess of 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's something that there's very few metallurgists out there. So if you can work with silver or gold, does not necessarily mean that you are qualified to work with platinum. There's about probably 10% of metallurgists, try saying that 3 times fast, out there in the jewelry world. They're going to be able to even work with this. But again, this was over $2,000, and that was a bridge too far for me back then, Obviously, there's been some inflation since then. But over $2,000, and this was almost 15 years ago. And today, we're bringing this to you. We have them in a 5, a 6, a 7, and an 8. We even have a 10, albeit limited. Guys, if you need that 10, or ladies, if you need that 10, we've got 2 of those. We've only got 1 in a 5. All right, so if you need those bookends, typically those tend to go first, or they just hang around because they're bookends because they're not the most popular sizing. So the good news is we have about 3, I believe, in the 7 and the 8. So we've got a total of about 10 of these to go around. And friends, we're doing this, and I'm just going to kind of put it in my pinky. I've got big hands, but I want you to be able to see the band size. It's not going to be sizable because you do have those diamond rivets going all the way around unless you've got a really master jeweler or you don't mind just making it a sizing bar, assuming you're going up in size. Because I would say, gentlemen, this would absolutely work if you can fit into a 10 or an 8. The 9 is sold out, unfortunately. We're doing this for $309. Nearly 2 grams of beautiful, blinding white, best of the best platinum. And I love all the sparkle that you get with that too. The texturing. But that would make an amazing upgrade. If you had a wedding band, you know what I ended up going with? Just kind of backtrack a little bit. The metal I ended up choosing before I really got into jewelry. It was right before, really, literally, almost like very, very close around the time. This is about 15 years ago. I ended up going with tungsten carbide, and I way overpaid for it. It's not very expensive metal. It's a tungsten's of course element, and it was pretty. It was a nice big band. It was cool, and I lost it on the honeymoon in the sea in Cancun. But my wife was with me, so it was, she got it. But went with tungsten carbide, and you know what I paid for it? I'm ashamed to say what I paid for it because it's more than what you're about to pay for this. $309. You're going to take 75% off of $309 and get this for $231. For $231, you can get a platinum band. Rhapsody. This is going to come in our very high-end luxury, of course, the box and all the packages. So look, you go to the Blue Box store. Yes, you can get a platinum band. We would have had to do, actually, I checked that. I think they did have the platinum band at the place that we went to. It was a medium to high-end jewelry store, a name that you all would know. But they probably would have had to special order it. And it was just a simple band, no wider than this. This has a nice millimeter width. And folks, when you put on platinum, you can tell, you feel the girth. You feel that weightiness. And this is fantastic. This is the only ring that we have that doesn't feature gemstones. So I would say for the guys, if somebody needs to grab that 10, we do have, like I said, we're just not many of, I think was it 2 or 1? No, we have 2. We have 2 of the 10 to go around. So if you need that 10, and that can work for a lot of guys and some of the ladies if you need the larger, that is going to be something you need to jump on it ASAP because look, we don't have that many of these to go around in general. We've got around 10 of these. And folks, again, we're not going to be getting as much platinum because the handwriting's on the wall. We should have gotten it more while we had the opportunity to get it while it was really low. Actually, if you could pull it up today, I just want to kind of take a look at it, see where it's at. It's a traded commodity, but it's been held artificially low for a long time. And the reason for that is this is considered the best when it comes to metal, right? This and 18 karat gold, if you're a lover of just the gold color, right? 18 karat gold, 18 karat white gold basically just gives you the look of platinum. I would not go, this is just a little side note. If you're thinking about, if you're just a lover of gold, what I would recommend is that if you're going with a band or if you're going with, and I'm probably cannibalizing some of our business here, but if you're going with just a band ring, or if you're going with just a ring that's going to house especially any kind of jewels or gemstones, 18 karat gold is priced higher right now in the marketplace because gold's so high that I believe it still is probably than platinum. That's not always been the case. Traditionally, that has not been the case. All right, but if you're thinking about going with 18 karat white gold, that is considered the best of the best too. You'll see nothing but fine gemstones typically. Like for example, our Ileana collection is going to be an 18 karat, and you're going to see some of the best gemstones in the world, the best of the best, and here. So I love 18 karat gold, but I would go with platinum over 18 karat gold any day of the week because it's got a lot more strength. Again, those molecules are. Why am I holding my hat? That I was wearing in the studio. The molecules are packed so tight, it gives it a lot more strength and density. So definitely, if it's choice between 18 karat white or platinum, I go platinum every day, right? Because I know I'm getting something super duper strong. But other than that, if you like the gold color, right? Because gold is not naturally, you have to add a platinum family derivative, whether it's palladium or rhodium. And a combination, a little bit of zinc and what have you, but that's just a little side note. Friends, that was shop 2, the ring. Very limited, just like everything we have today, because we're not getting as much in platinum. We're going to still have our wonderful Rhapsody line, so we're going to have the gemstones in the platinum mountings, But anything that you see outside of that, for example, the chains, you notice we don't have just a whole big, huge row of chains that we've been able to bring you in the past because, like I said, it's something that our connection is definitely seeing the handwriting on the wall, and they're trying to raise the price substantially for us, and our buyers are trying to keep it low as they can. We're still haggling and trying to make it work, but it's such a rare metal. And I guess one of the reasons why, and then we're going to move on to these beautiful earrings. It is, by the way, only one of 2 pairs of earrings that we have. You can see them now featured behind me. That will be shop 3. It's about to come up. But one of the reasons why I think that platinum has been, for the last, I'd say probably 5 to 8 years, been a little bit on the lower end of gold, actually, is because of the presence of a lot of these electric cars. When electric cars became sort of in vogue, you get the Teslas, you get Rivian, there's NIO in China, which is a very, very big company you guys have probably never heard of, the Chinese-backed company, but they're a battery-powered car. Well, traditionally, you would have catalytic converters, and the catalytic, I'm just getting a little bit in the weeds and a little bit wonky, but this is a question to why we've been very blessed with this little, very small window to be able to get platinum somewhat affordable. It's very affordable here, but at the retail level, it's still wild. But because they're going based on an older model, is because catalytic converters they don't need the catalytic converters for the electric cars, and because with the boom of electric cars, as that trend has gone up, less than the catalytic converters, they use platinum in catalytic converters, sort of keep for emissions and things of that nature for vehicles. So that's just getting in the weeds a little bit, but that's just my answer to why I think platinum's kind of been held more or less artificially low for the last, 6-7 years. Now, take a look at this. This is going to be a classic pair of hoops. I want to invite any gentleman, if you have your ears pierced, if somebody want to get these for me, I might just pierce my ears. Now, this is going to be a clearance item. That comes with benefits. It comes with slight risk. But this is not really, because this is a classic look. This is what it claims to be, which is simply a classic pair of hoops. It'll never go out of style. It's always going to be in vogue. It's got a nice high polished shine on it, right? These are going to be about, I'd say, half an inch. They are half an inch around. Excuse me. So, because they're on clearance, we do not have that 30-day inspection period. That's the downside. The upside is you know exactly what you're looking at. You know the material. It's a base metal. This is in the periodic table of elements. So you know what you're getting there. And you know now that I brought the receipt, that is going to be about half an inch. High polish, never going out of style, always in vogue, beautiful. Works on the guys too. Again, guys, if you have your ears pierced, go for it. 110%. My rule of thumb is usually for dudes, I just like a little bit, I like an inch or less in a hoop. I just don't want to go wild on the hoop. But really, if we had 3-inch hoops, guys, to each their own. But yeah, I think this definitely works on the gentleman as well. Good solid look, but ladies, it's going to look amazing on you. And we only have, well, according to this, we only have one. Is that right?
Oof, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe 2 since we have this one checked out. I wouldn't. So these are going to sell out. You know how I know that? Because we're not doing these for $1,299. It's going to be shop 3. We're doing these for $271.99. And in fact, we're getting them less than $271.99 because $271 minus 25% is going to give you $203. So basically $200 gets them home. You have budget pay of $54, so divide that by 5. $40.65. Get these home. Budget pay. 0 credit check. You get it home for $40.65. You pay $40.65, which is going to come out to basically $1.33 a day for the remaining 4 months. Can you afford $1.33 a day? Can you afford $40.60 right now? If you can, this time next month, you'll pay another $40.67 or 65 cents. But if you can get what is probably the last pair, maybe two last pairs. These will sell out. And will we have any more in the future? I do not know. I hope so. I'm being told that we were going to completely cut back on platinum because we can't seem to come to detente with our metal supplier on this one. But those are fantastic Rhapsody collections. They are on clearance. This deal will never come back. These would have typically been probably about $400 to $500 here for platinum hoops. Again, always in vogue. Never going to run out of style. It's not a hoop. If there's ever was a classic, maybe the hoop and a set of studs, like diamond studs. But I can think of nothing more ideal. Nice high polish shine, elegantly simplistic. Wear them anywhere, everywhere. You have extra piercings. You wear one, it's the perfect ideal. I'm not going to spend any more time because these are going to sell out. If you want to grab them, you need to grab them quickly. Call the personal shopper too if, in fact, they do say sold out, because we may have this pair checked out, which means, because I'm showing two, but sometimes it'll show if we've had one checked out, it won't show that one as present. Sometimes it will, which is bizarre. So just to be on the safe side, because this is going to be an item that sells out because it's the only pair we have, and it's so inexpensive. That number is right behind me. Everybody that's watching right now, go ahead and save that number. You'll thank me that I told you to do that. Save it in your phone. Even if you watch one of these shows every month or something, or you just happen to stumble upon us every other day here and there, eventually you're going to stumble upon us, and maybe you click the channel. Maybe you change the live stream, right? But eventually, between lifestyle and luxury like this, you're gonna land on us, and you're gonna say, "Whoa, that deal is speaking to me," because we do nothing but deals here. So save that number in your phone. The last item, shop 3. Now let's move on to shop 4, which I'm assuming we've got with the platinum bar. Mm-hmm. Okay. This is gonna be one of the largest chains that we have in the platinum. This one's more girthy, if you will. Take a look at that. So this one, you've got what is essentially a nice curb Rolo. So you got nice thickness to it. Now it's still going to be, it's of the thickness where you're still going to be able to wear a pendant with it, obviously. Master the obvious here. But I don't want you to focus. I don't want you to focus on the pendant at the moment here. So we're talking over 2.5 grams, 20 inches. Now, on the last auction, the earrings, I invited the gentleman to come in. I'm going to do the same with this one. 20 inches. I think gentlemen can wear an 18-inch. Most guys can wear an 18-inch. It looks great on them. For me, I can't. I've got a 17-inch neck. It's like I'll choke to death. But 20 inches, I'm in. At 20 inches, I'm in. Am I wearing one today? No, I'm not. I should put one on. I should put this one on. But that's going to be the ideal for me, because that's when it's going to land about right there. And you're going to be able to see it, if I unbutton a button and you got to see it. And what this does, platinum, obviously status symbol, right? Precious metal, meaning finite. Base metal, literally in the periodic elements of periodic table of elements, all right? This one, friends, we've got only one review. It's a 5-star review. We only have one review, probably because we didn't get too terribly many of them in. We are going to have 4 to work with here. I want to talk to you about Father's Day. I know today's Mother's Day, and happy Mother's Day, ladies, by the way. For those of you moms out there, your dog moms too. Most of the people, mom, I imagine, but I said probably half and half. Most people, they're probably not mutually exclusive, right? So happy Mother's Day, ladies. If in fact you didn't get what you were hoping for today, I'm sure you're not upset, because children just don't know. And husbands usually get it for the children to get for you, and they don't know. But if you didn't get something today that you wanted, or something that maybe they spent the same amount of money that I'm about to give you, which is a very little amount considering what you're getting, you might want to say, hey, you know what? I love it, and it's the thought that counts. But I really don't need I've got a whole bottle of Chanel number 5, so I think I'm gonna go. Why don't we do this instead as a gift from the kids? This is a hypothetical conversation, ladies, that you're having with your husband, assuming that you know in this scenario. So we're gonna play this out instead of the Chanel number 5, which I already have a Chanel. Or whatever, I don't know, whatever very expensive women's perfume or whatever that you already maybe have some of or whatever. It's hypothetical. Just go with me on this. Let's go with this instead, because we're doing this for $399. This is shop 4. This is a 20-inch chain. It's ideal for the ladies. Ideal for the men. Ideal as a standalone. Adds a touch of elegance, class. Elegantly simplistic. It's one of the thicker ones that we have. It's very dense. You will know that you're wearing it. All right? We're not talking about silver. We're not talking about mystery metal. We're talking about a metal that's so rare that if you took it all the platinum in the world and put it into an Olympic-sized swimming pool, you may have heard this before, but here we go. For those of you who haven't, it's a great illustration. Take all the platinum in the world, put it in an Olympic-sized swimming pool, it would barely come up to your shins, right? Maybe halfway up to your knee. That's the kind of rarity we're talking about here. And you're getting it now for $299 after you use the code LIVE25. So we're going to use that code LIVE25. We're going to get that additional $100 off, because this is $399 normally. And you will be getting it home for $299. Or if you choose to use the 0 credit check, 0 interest payment budget pay, it would be $80. Then with the code LIVE25, which has been enacted and will only be enacted for these items for about 23 more hours, you're going to be able to get it home for $60. $60, and you have a platinum chain that at the retail level would easily run you $4,000 to $5,000, because you would only see it at places a la the Blue Box store. Those are, and maybe some specialty chain shops that might have platinum on hand. Most people do not, because of traditionally how expensive it has been and how rare it is. So very limited on those. I'm hoping that everybody here that wants one is going to be able to get it, but to be able to get a platinum chain anywhere under this one, we had our estimated retail value at $26.49. All right, I think that's on the low end from what you would see platinum at, for example, the aforementioned Blue Box store. Excuse me. So 20 inches, I love that for the guys too. So I'm going to switch gears, and I won't do some silly hypothetical for the gentlemen, but just to say that about a month from today, dear old dad, it's Father's Day, right? So mothers, well, we love you and we celebrate you today, but I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that we don't have platinum coming in at the rate that we did once upon a time. You guys, if you watch these shows with regularity, and you say, well, gosh, you guys have had some pretty bumping, big thick chains and things like that. We're not getting them anymore. We can't seem to try to come to. We're doing what we can to keep up the Rhapsody line, quite frankly. All right, because everybody knows this metal's going back up, and they're pricing it accordingly. All right. So if you want a platinum chain, if you want to have that prestige without having to pay, yes, you can go and find a big, a bulky, thick platinum chain that you're going to pay $20,000 for in the retail space. But to be able to get almost 2.5 grams of one of the rarest noble metals, precious metals in the world, that's something special. And if you get it for $299, and that's going to be a workhorse too. You wear that standalone. You wear it with a pendant. It'll hold it. It'll hold a pendant. It will hold a medallion-sized pendant. That's the beauty of platinum, because of the strength of this metal. Because of those, again, we mentioned it at the top of the program. Those atoms packed so tightly, so densely. It's one of the strongest. Think of it as silver on steroids. for lack of a better analogy. It's very, very strong, but you get all those benefits of, highly reflective, beautiful, rich white precious metal. All right, so we're going to move on. That's going to be shop 4, okay? Shop 4, very, very, very limited. That is the last in stock opportunity on those. Remember to use the code LIVE25. Get it home for $80. If you don't love it, you can send it back, but there's 5 of those left, I believe it was. So you want to grab that one, 20 inches, okay? Well, I was going to stand back up here in just a second, but I can stay seated too. Yeah,
it's just a thing because like on YouTube, we can barely see like the top of your head.
Oh, it's just like me, like, hey guys.
Yeah.
Okay, copy that. All right, thank you. Now we're going to stay with that chain because that chain is housing something. A 999 platinum bar. So solid platinum bar. 1 gram. That looks big for 1 gram of platinum. I love this. So this is basically, we're talking about basically an ingot type situation here, although they do have it with a 10 karat white gold framing on this. All right. This is ideal for ladies, ideal for gentlemen, but definitely this is getting into Father's Day territory because this is a pendant. When we talk about pendants for the guys, I think this is going to be very important. There's not as many. Most guys aren't going to want a floral pendant. They might, could be cool, but then it's going to have all that information, like the gram weight. This says 1 gram 999. But it's just cool. And it's got this sort of art. Well, actually, this is going to be a better way to show you. It has this nice, but that is going to be over 1 inch from bale to bottom. But it has this nice sort of Art Deco styling in the corners, which I really like. Adds an element of class, sophistication. So you got PT999. Famously, it's going to, you're used to seeing 97, 971. That's going to be for most jewelry. This is going to be absolutely 100% pure platinum, or as pure as it can get. Hence the 99.9999, right? So occasionally, there might be a speck of some other element that might have been, smelted somehow into the materials. But for the most part, we're talking about investment grade level, which most platinum is anyway, even at 97. But this is the 99%.99999, right? So you're getting that. It's going to be a 1.5 gram. Now that's going to include a little bit of white gold there, okay? Where's the white gold? That's going to be in the mounting here. So in this picture frame, this bar itself is what it says it is, and then we've got the 10 karat gold. I don't mind the 10 karat white gold. I like that. It's just because of, again, the packed atoms, to have that much platinum surrounding it in a picture frame halo would have been a whole nother gram at least. So we just used white gold, which what is white gold but basically gold pretending to be platinum. That's all it is, friends. And that's why, kind of going back to my statement I made earlier, if it's white gold, I'm probably going just with the platinum because I know I'm not going to have to re-dip the platinum. You will have to re-dip your white gold eventually down the road, maybe not, but if it's a question of white gold. Now, 4.6 stars. When it comes to luxury items, we don't get a ton of reviews because we usually don't have a ton of luxury items. Like, for example, but we do have a ton of luxury items here, but we don't have a lot of inventory in those particular items. They're usually kind of one-offs. Now, we did order a great deal of these platinum bars, and they sold like wildfire because it was a chance for somebody to own a metal that you probably can't own, or at least most people will never own. You can, it's out there, but it's very, very rare. We're doing this for $359. When we were selling, the platinum bars, just the bar, not the picture frame. We basically did all that work for you, so that you have a really cool, have that kind of. Remember, we had the gold ingots that were so popular and remain one of our most popular selling items of all time, and still. But this is going to give you kind of that gold, that platinum bar look. It does cover a good bit of real estate, though. I like this one. I'll give you a measurement on that in just a moment. We're down to the final two of these, friends. Again, Father's Day. And I hate, and it's tacky of me to even talk about Father's Day. It's like, Chris, it is Mother's Day right now. I know, and I love you mothers out there. I do. But most of you have gotten your items. Now, if you haven't, moms, I've got some stuff for you. If you didn't get what you wanted, I've got some stuff. I got some of the best opportunities coming your way. But I just want, anytime that we have a few things on here that'll work for the guys, especially with Father's Day looming now, I would definitely want to take advantage of something like this. It's going to be right at an inch from your bail to your bottom. So, okay. Ideal. I don't wear a lot of pendants. I wear a cross pendant. That's about it. And I have one of our gold bar pendants that I got a while back that I wear every once in a while, and then I've got maybe one or two other ones. But I don't wear a ton, and most guys don't. But this one's going to kind of give that dog tag look. It's like the classy dog tag, basically, that a lot of dudes do wear. So, but ladies, absolutely don't be scared. But there's only two of them. This is going to sell out $359. This is going to be shop 6, right?
Yes.
Shop 6.
No, shop 5.
I'm sorry, shop 5. So you put that in the comment section right there. But you're going to need to work fast on this one. This is like the one that we had earlier where we only had the 2. Was it the hearing? Yeah. Yeah, or the 1. So yeah. This one probably going to sell out. I always like to give you guys a big heads up whenever we've only got one in stock, because that's not just last in stock, that's the last in stock, right? Mm-hmm. Now, let's talk about the code LIVE25, what that's going to do for you on this price, because your $359 is going to go down to 0.75, $269. You have the 5 budget pay opportunity, right? So if it's like something you land on today and you're like, I do need to get some of that. Platinum has nowhere to go but up. It doesn't. There's none of it. It's one of the rarest metals in the world. It's got nowhere to go. If gold's going, yes, then platinum's going to be going up big time. Now, divide that 269 by 5, and we're going to have the budget pay opportunity. So the reason why I say that is because I know a lot of you you may have just stumbled upon it, because you'll see live streams like what's live right now, and so you just kind of flip through it, and hopefully I did something goofy enough to catch your eye, right? Because if I did, then you're going to be able to have a very, very rare and exceptional opportunity to get something, but there's only 2 of them. $53.85 gets it home. You risk virtually nothing. If those of you if you are that hypothetical person that just happened to stumble upon this show, that you just happened to kind of stop just for a second because you saw whatever this is, and maybe the blue shirt caught you, or the pink inner lining, or whatever, it's salmon, not pink, but the whatever it may be, and you stop for just long enough to see this, what you need to understand is that this is not something that is normal. To get something at this price anywhere, retail, forget about it, right? I just watched Donnie Brasco yesterday. Forget about it. So I was watching last night. It came on like Zero, someone was like, channels that you can watch, free ones. I had to watch it with commercials though. It was a disappointing experience, all those commercials. But I digress. The bottom line is $1,789. Yeah, you get something like this maybe for $2,000. You don't get something like this for $53.85, and you get the opportunity. If you get it home, if you maybe go out there and shop, and you just buy you're gonna have to shop for days and days and days probably to find anywhere brick and mortar that's gonna have anything close to the prices that we have. But maybe you do find something better. Fair enough. Keep the tag on it. You have 30 days, so you risk virtually nothing except for putting up $53.85 in a budget pay, which is 0 credit check, 0 interest. We're not trying to sell you a credit card. It's available to anybody out there as long as you're registered here, and that takes like a minute of your time. As long as you have a major credit card or debit card with a Visa, MasterCard, Discover, all those. Yep, you're good. American Express, you're good. So that said, take advantage of this deal. Get it home. See if you like it. You're risking virtually nothing, but you're potentially having something that I think is going to grow as an investment, and it's going to be a very cool heirloom quality piece, something you can you can pass down to your children or loved ones if you don't have children. So this is that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about legacy pieces. Everything that you see here, nobody puts something in platinum. For example, this ring I'm about to show you, this classic style gents ring. It will never go out of style. It's a cigar style band. It is awesome. It's got one of the rarest gemstones in the world. Why? And one of the most beautifully cut and probably, yes, one the top gem, world class indicolite tourmaline. It's rare in the world of tourmaline, which there's probably 30,000 different hues of. It's our national gemstone. It's our October birthstone, by the way. But in the world of gemstones, 30,000 hues. Paraíba tourmaline, many of you may or may not have, but many of you have probably heard of Paraíba tourmaline, at least in passing. And you associate it with it. Rare, very, because it is. It is. I would say second to Paraíba, and right up there with your rubellite tourmaline and fine quality is going to be your indicolite tourmaline. Now this is going to be the Montebello indicolite tourmaline. Take a look at this. This is nothing short of spectacular. You get this really, really intense blue with some green undertones. We'll call it like a popsicle blue. It is typically going to be a pretty included gemstone. This one is crystal clean. The size on that is very substantial. And if we could get the exact, or at least the bare minimum, because I know we didn't have that many of these. So carat 95 on that emerald cut octagon right there, okay? So for all intents and purposes, you're getting the look of 2 carats. It's 5 points shy, so it might as well be at that benchmark. A ring like this, you're not going to see it, and the only place you will see it because of the rarity of this gemstone is in your very, very high-end luxury or a very specialty high-end retailer. You have a person that specializes in rare and exotic gemstones. Indicolite tourmaline is right up there with the likes of the Paraíba tourmaline in terms of price per carat. It can exceed well beyond $5,000-$10,000 a carat, depending on the size. Now, when we're approaching that 2 carat benchmark size, and for all intents and purposes, we're practically there because this is the bare minimum. We're under promising and over delivering here on this. In other words, that's to say that carat 95, which is only 5 points, 5 minuscule points away, or 5 percentage points of 100% away from being a full carat, making this that 2 benchmark. You're talking easily $5,000 to $10,000 a carat for this kind of quality material. This is best of the best when it comes to that very rare and collectible gemstone. It's quad A. It is absolute finest that you can get. And ladies, I wouldn't be mad at you if you wanted to get this for yourself. We're calling it a gents ring, and it definitely is that more classical gents ring size, right? Cigar style band. You got the nice picture frame halo of nothing but the finest diamonds. Those are going to be E to F VS on average. So you're talking blinding white, ultra clean, eye clean. Never going to see any inclusions in any of those diamonds. And it amplifies the size, really the impression of the size on that stone. But the stone's already very big. You got the nice filigree work underneath. It feels very comfortable on my finger. Now, let's talk about availability here. We have 4 of these to go around. It's a substantial amount of gram weight, almost 11 grams of platinum. Now I want you to keep that in mind, 11 grams of platinum that's traditionally been higher than gold. Full disclosure, it is not selling as high per troy ounce right now. I think it should be. It's much more rare. It's 30 times more rare than gold. It's a lot more strong than gold. But it is what it is. And you're getting this, though, not for $15,000. You can easily pay that at the retail level. Of that I have no doubt. And people would. If it had a blue box. It's not going to come in a blue box. It's going to come in an amazing Rhapsody box. That is our top of the line when we talk about gemstones or jewelry here at Chop LC. So you're going to have this opportunity. We're doing it for $39.99. That is not the rest of the story, because the rest of the story is you will be getting this home with 25% off. So, $29.99 is your final price on that. Absolutely stunning. You got a honeycomb undergallery. Going to feel very, very comfortable on the finger. Unfortunately, we just don't have them in my size. I wear size 12 because we only have 4 left of these. There's only 4. Okay? It is the only gents ring that we have today. So I'm going to say, other than the band ring that we had. What did I do with that? Oh, there he is. Other than the band ring, this is it. Now, it is going to come with an appraisal, a certified appraisal here. 4A. So let's talk about, when we talk about appraisal, there's 4 things you're looking at when it comes to gemstones. So I'm kind of shift away from platinum. We already understand that's the best of the best because you put the best in the best, right? So let's work under that. We all understand that notion. Now, gemstones. What makes a colored gemstone important? What makes it valuable?
Real fast, Eunice on Facebook says hi.
Hey, Eunice on Facebook. Thank you for checking in. You know, Eunice, I didn't mention this, and I'm just glad you said hello, and I appreciate you being out there. Thank you so much. But if you guys would feel free to chime in. I love hearing from you guys. So thank you, Eunice. That's lovely. I hope you're doing great today. Happy Mother's Day if you're a mother, and if not, then just have a great day. Lovely day. Where's Eunice from?
Facebook.
Okay, Facebook. Well, and I'm curious, like where Eunice is from.
No.
From. So Eunice, if you're still watching, I'm just curious. Yeah, feel free to chime in, folks. Time permitting, and especially like if I go too fast on an item and you just want to, or if you just want to say hello, I love hearing from you. It's really it warms the cockles of my cold dark heart whenever somebody just checks in and says, "Hey man, how you doing?" So thank you, Eunice. Also, if you would please like us real quick while it's on my mind. If you would please like us, share us. If you're watching on TikTok, do the heart, and what have you. Just blow it up. Blow that heart thing up. That goes a long way towards sort of spreading the word for this program. I'm going to put my arm on that because watch this whole thing just come crashing down. But that goes a long way towards sort of getting the word out. It allows us to have a larger viewing, a larger sampling of which we can sell to, and then we can keep the prices down low. We are guaranteed pretty much the lowest prices here. Those of you who aren't familiar with Shop LC, we have our main hub here is going to be the TV satellite side of things. These we started about 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago now, the live streams, but mainly made our bones on the cable side of things, satellite and whatnot. But out of all the modalities, whether it be our website, we were even on Amazon Live. I think this is probably going to be the modality of shopping here at Shop LC, the name of our company, which is that you're going to be able to save the most money. I found that to be the case. So we're guaranteed the lowest prices within $1 or so that they've ever been. In some cases, even lower than they've been at on here. So here on the live stream, if an item has been shown more than once, but typically it's the best way I find it to do your shopping here. And you'll have specialty shows. We do these every day at 10 a.m. Central Time and 2 p.m. Central Time. We're here in Austin, Texas. So all right, that said, Eunice, so glad you're out there. Now we're at $29.99. We've got one of the rarest gemstones, one of the most beautiful popsicle blue indicolite tourmalines, a collector's gemstone to be sure, surrounded by a picture frame halo of diamonds, all in very, very heavy, nearly 11 grams worth of platinum, 10.90. So I'm just going to round that up. That's 11 grams, and you're getting it already for $29.99. All right. If I was to sell you 11 grams of gold in a chain at the retail level, you would not get that for a penny under, probably $4 to $5 grand if you're lucky. Now we can beat that price here because we do a lot of gold and whatnot. We work out really fantastic deals because gold's not as rare as platinum. It's the reason why we're having such a difficult time. Now that being said, this one's going to be Shop 7, right? Shop 6.
This is shop 6.
Shop 6. I don't want anybody watching, including ladies, if you love this ring, it absolutely 110%. It's got a high polish. I'll put it in here. It's got a high polish. This absolutely 110% could work for the ladies. But gentlemen or ladies, get this home. All right? You're going to love it. But you have to do it today because there's 4 of them left. But get it home. Don't worry about the sizing. Don't worry when you go to the website, if it doesn't have a sizing on there, get it home. Make sure you love it. You'll have a 30-day inspect period. You can send it back to us because this is our Rhapsody collection. It's our highest end collection there is. Very, very luxurious. So we're going to do the free sizing for you. All right? Get it home. Make sure you love it. I know you will. And then you can send it back into us not at our expense, and we will personally size this to whatever size you need. I just want to make sure that you're loving it first, and I know you will, because this is a very, very, very special ring. And that is a gemstone. Look, you can find indicolite out there, albeit extraordinarily rare. I see indicolite less than I do Pataeva tourmaline. Good, fine quality indicolite. This is the absolute best of the best. And it would make a hell of a Father's Day gift. It really, really would. And, you know, you would just need to find out whatever his ring finger is, and you're in business. But that is not going to last. That is not going to last. We'll get indicolite again. We'll have another gents ring, but that's really special. That is a solid look. A lot of bang for your buck. Crystal clean. And I'm just going to say a quick word because we are sort of steering into the world of exotic gemstones and famous gemstones like emeralds and rubies, which we have too, the best of the best. So I want to say a quick word. I want to go ahead and get this bit of laundry sort of house cleaning out of the way, and I'll probably re-mention it here in just a little bit. When we're talking about colored gemstones, this one in particular, rare and exotic, collectible gemstones, right? What are the important things about that? Well, you know, we hear about you often, or most of you may have, depending on your age. If you're a younger person watching, you may not have heard about it. The 4 C's. What are we talking about? We're talking about color, cut, clarity, and carat weight. Typically, those are associated with diamonds. Those all factor in, and probably even more so when it comes to colored gemstones, rare colored gemstones like indicolite tourmaline that are many times more rare than a diamond. Okay, this talk about rare and exotic. This is that popsicle blue indicolite tourmaline. That is many times more rare than a diamond. That being said, the same 4C model applies. But when we're talking about colored gemstones, the most important of those is, of the 4 C's, remember, color, cut, clarity, and carat weight. That first one, color, is definitely paramount when we're talking about colored gemstones, right? That color is considered 4A color. That's a grading scale, 4A. It goes single A to 4A. 4A is the absolute pinnacle, best of the best. In other words, if it's 4A, you're not getting any better. You might have another 4A that might be a little bit prettier, might be cut better, and looks better, has better sparkle, something like that. But for the most part, 4A is the gold standard. That's the top of the mountain, all right? This is 4A. Not says Chris Whitley here, but says independent AGI, third-party appraiser. And yes, this appraisal is coming home with the ring. They've got it at a very conservative, and we use them because they're very conservative, sometimes a little bit too conservative. I've had them they've maybe overestimated maybe 2 times out of several hundred that I've seen. So usually they under-promise and over-deliver, which is exactly what we like to do here, or at least what I like to do, and I know we tend to have that philosophy here as a company. Now, $8,300 is what they have it at. All right? You were getting that ring for $29.99. You're going to have instant equity. All right, we're moving on. But real quick, now that we're at the top of the hour, I want to go ahead and do a quick reset, which is going to be super simple, super quick. Are we doing good on time?
I think we need to speed up a little bit.
Okay, all right. So, if you just found us, and you maybe been watching for a second, and you're wondering, okay, well, how do I get the item that he's talking about? How do I do that? In the comments section, it's probably going to be right about here, I imagine, for most of you, right? Whether you're watching on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, or Facebook. You put in that section. The last item was shop 8. Is that correct?
6.
The last item was shop 6. We've got what I think could be a great matching pendant to go with it, which is we're going to call shop 7 coming up here in just a second. So then the item before that gents ring was shop 5. You put that in the comments section right here below. Click on that, and that'll either redirect you to the website, or in the case of TikTok, our producer, Mr. DJ here, is fantastic. He's going to send you a link very quickly in an expeditious time frame that's going to get you that you can click on, and it'll redirect you to the website. We will find out all the information, most of which I am giving you throughout the course of the presentation, but I understand sometimes I neglect to give the information. For example, the carat weight or the full carat weight, and maybe the center stone carat weight, and maybe I get caught up in some goofy story or something and get off track. But you're going to find out all that information there. You're going to have an actual attractive pictures of an attractive hand model, and usually anywhere from 4 to 7 pictures of the particular item, the profile picture of it, all that good stuff, okay? You find it all there. You can then procure the item, check out. You can then use that code LIVE25 there on the website. So that's going to be everything there. Just remember also, and I want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the ladies out there that are moms, dog moms or otherwise, or even people moms, or even dog moms and cat moms. Now, that being said, keep in mind that what we have today, the majority, because platinum is so extraordinarily rare, that is our theme today, and because we've done these so affordable over the last year or two, there's not that many of these left. So I want you to understand that. Unless it's a clearance item, you're going to have that 30-day inspection period. For example, the next item I'm about to show you is a clearance item. And so for that reason, you will not have the 30-day inspect period. But the good news is you're going to be getting it at a price that's probably anywhere from just a hair less than what we have in it. In some cases, you're getting it for less than what we have in it. That's the cool news about clearance prices, that nobody in their sane mind would ever put it on clearance or would never sell any of these. Like, for example, this on clearance. We don't have to. It's got one of the rarest indicolite, Montebello indicolite tourmalines in the world. It's one of the rarest gemstones. It's one of the most collectible. All right? So that, I think, is going to do it for house cleaning in terms of how to go about. If anybody's ever unclear, feel free to put in the comments section, ask us a question. You want to say hello? We'd love to hear from you. We're live and interactive here. Probably more so than on the TV side of things, unless you have Deanna with you. She's Johnny on the spot with checking the emails, but usually we have so much going on. But here we have a wonderful producer. He's dedicated to responding to your needs as well as myself. So if you have any questions, something that he can't answer, I'll try to answer, and something that I can't answer, there's no answer. Okay. That said, let's move on from that previous item. Again, that was $8,300 on the gents ring. That's coming home with the gents ring. So you're going to be able to get that insured for up to $8,300. You've got instant equity because you got it $29.99. Now, the pendant. For whatever reason, this I think would go great. Because ladies, if you wanted to grab that gents ring, again, there was only 3 or 4 of those, so you're going to need to do it quick. And we'll do the free sizing on that one. But on this one, I think if the ladies got that indicolite, and I wouldn't be mad at it because it's a power ring. It could work for the ladies too, for sure. I wouldn't be opposed to encouraging you to get this because it does look like the almost exact same gemstone. It is that they're probably cut from the same row. This is that Montebello, very popsicle blue indicolite tourmaline, one of the rarest gemstones in the world, right up there with the likes of your Padeva tourmaline. This one's going to have a little bit more on the green blue, right? But if it's a top gem world class stone like this, it's going to have excellent life. Again, we're sort of harkening back to that color cut clarity comment. Most important thing with a gemstone of color is the color. That's one of the most important 4 C's. Beyond that, then you've got the cut. The cutting is going to allow you to see that light, like you're seeing right there. See that light just pop? And this is not, we're not talking about a brilliant cut where there's a bunch of faceting. There's not as many facets. So to be able to get that life in that stone is quite remarkable. And so you've got excellent cutting there. You've got clarity there. It is crystal clean. I hope you guys are able to see that at home. There's no eye visible inclusions in here. And of course, it does have carat weight. We're talking about 2 carat 31. The majority of that in the center stone. The center stone is probably going to be just shy. Could we double check this? Just shy, I suspect, of 2 carats. Yeah, carat 88. So for all intents and purposes, getting the look of 2. Remember that the stone on the other ring was an emerald cut octagon as well. That one was, I think, a carat 90. So you're getting that big, bold look. Really, really strong presence on this one. Elegantly simplistic with the finest of diamonds. E to F on average, VS on average on the diamonds. And we're doing this for $33.39. Now, 4.6 grams on that too. Now, this is going to be eligible for our Live 25 code, as are every item that we're doing here today. So I'm just going to get over here with this calculator and $33.39. I'm going to pull up what that's going to come out to. $33.39 times 0.75. You'll be getting this for $2,500. $2,500. You can break that into 5 budget payments of $500. Okay, it will come with the certificate of authenticity, your Rhapsody. It's going to come in that beautiful Rhapsody box as well. Very, very nice. I think the Rhapsody boxes now feature the LED light too, which also kind of makes that gemstone pop. You're also going to be getting home with that the appraisal. Appraisal, they've got it at $9,500, and that was about a year ago. So it's a clearance item, not the 30-day inspection period, but it is absolutely amazing. Now, for clearance items, I don't mind if you guys want me to flash it back in for you, but I am going to move on just because of the constraints of time, and I know I'm way, way, way behind with the amount of items we have left. I want you to be able to see all of those. So if you want me to flash that in again, I will do that, but we've got to move on. We've got two of those left. Okay, so we're down to the final 2. There's only 2 of this pendant. Classic, bold look, beautiful trillion too. I love that keystone trillion they put right there. That's a big, nice sized diamond there too. So nearly 2 carats. It looks better in person. It looks better in person than it does even in this picture. No offense to our photographer. Nice sort of veil right there. All right. So the next item we're going to be bringing you. This is going to be a premium tanzanite. All right. It will be in 950 platinum. Oh, I don't think I mentioned this. 9,500. That's what they have it at. You're getting that for 2,500. Talk about equity. You got it built in on that last pendant. Now I love this. So you've got sort of an Art Deco style mounting with these sort of half moon. You've got a premium quality tanzanite. Tanzanite, of course, a one source gemstone, one of the rarest gemstones on planet Earth. Top 10 of most lists now, and inching its way down closer to the number 1 spot. Why? Because it's one source gemstone. Because it's virtually mined out. Because there's only one place. It's a very small strip. It's barely not even 5 square miles. It's going away. It's one of the most beautiful gemstones in the world ever. The world has ever seen. It was brought to market by Tiffany & Company. It has a rich pedigree in the late 60s of being brought to market by none other than Tiffany & Company, the gold standard in jewelry, folks. Now, can we scroll down? I want to get your carat weight on this. This is going to be important. Benchmarks and so forth. We're well over a carat on this center stone. I can tell you that. We're a carat 65. Look forward to the benchmarks for tanzanite. And I've been saying this for a while, and it's going to bear to be true. You mark my words. As sure as the sun comes up tomorrow, the benchmarks traditionally are 1 carat, 2 carat, 3 carat, right? You think of those as benchmarks. When you get into very, very rare gemstones, high quality, rare gemstones that are very expensive per carat, well, then we start to break it down more into half carat, quarter carat benchmarks. So in other words, with each quarter carat, for example, Paraíba tourmaline, the aforementioned Paraíba tourmaline, a quarter carat is worth exponentially more than just a 20-pointer. Not just because it's 5 points more, but those 5 points put it past a certain threshold where by then the gemstone community, of rare and collectible gemstone community, sees those as much more valuable now that it's hit that certain benchmark. So this one at carat 65 has hit well over 2 quarter carats at a half carat. So that, I think, will become the new benchmark grading system when it comes, or just unofficially, I guess you could say, when it comes to this. Like, for example, alexandrite. If it's fine quality alexandrite, a quarter carat, that's a nice size, of the best of the best. And you can pay literally, $10,000 a carat for a quarter carat of the best of that material. So that being said, plus 10,000 plus, right? That being said, this is a fine quality gemstone here, and we are doing this for a giveaway price. This is a clearance price? It's not, is it? It has to be. For a carat 65.
No, that's normal.
Okay, you've got a carat 65. You've got E to F. So colorless diamonds. It doesn't get much other than D. It doesn't get much better than that. VS, so barely slightly included. You will not see anything in those. These are like half crescent moon, or not even crescent, but they're like half moons, I would say. Sort of an Art Deco styling, very reminiscent. Something you're going to see like those very high-end luxuries. Like if Jay Gatsby had a party, if he was alive today, and he wasn't a fictional character, somebody at that party would have this ring on, and they'd be, oh, darling. Now look at that color. That intense color is sensational. Clarity, cut, color, carat weight, got it all. We're doing this for $15.99. We've lowered it down. This is a $10,000 ring all day, every day, folks. This is almost a virtually identical ring, as a matter of fact. You can go to the Blue Box website right now. The only difference is theirs is a little bit more of a traditional halo. There's about a carat 65, carat 75. They're asking over $13,000 for it. So our estimated retail price of about 10 grand on this, not out of the realm of possibility, folks. They got theirs from the same mine we got ours from. Chances are, and theirs is probably going to be AAA. This is probably close to Quad A. I don't necessarily have a grading report on it, but it's got to be at least. If it's not, then it's like so close in between AAA. So it doesn't get much finer than that in terms of the color. That is textbook, exactly what you want. Now, $15.99 times 0.75. You're going to get this for $11.99. $11.99 gets it home. Actually, if you want to do budget pay, $239. $239. We will size it for you, get it home, make sure you love it. We've got about 7 of these to go around. We will size it for you. You will not be disappointed. In person, this is so, obviously, we don't have this camera zoom and all that. It's a little bit more crude production. We don't have to pay for the airtime here, so it's but I hope you guys are able to see. I hope I'm able to show that to you, such that you understand. This is a $10,000 ring all day, every day that you're getting for basically $1,000, and you can get home for $239. So if you love it, if you can afford it, look at the size of those diamonds on either side. That's not a cluster of pave diamonds, folks. Those. Can we scroll back down again? I just want to see the carat. Just for those diamonds alone, folks, and the platinum alone at $11.99. The diamonds, you're talking 2 25 pointers. You've got 2 engagement ring sized diamonds that are VS E to F in color. 25 points is like it's on the lower end of your average engagement ring sized diamond in the U.S. Look at that. Each of those, 25 points. A quarter of a carat. It's amazing. All right, we're going to move on just because of constraints of time. That one is going to be Shop 8. Shop 8 on the ring. Grab that if you can. That's untouchable. That deal is untouchable. And that stone is beautiful. Holy smoke. Get it home. See if you love it. If you don't love it, send it back. You're not going to hurt my feelings, but if you owe it to yourself to get that ring home. Over 1.5 carats of the best with 25 points diamonds on either side. One of those diamonds alone should be, if we just saw one of those diamonds loose, it should be probably more than what we're asking for that ring. That's wow. That's like a clearance price. All right, now, this is our last pair of earrings. It is a classic, folks. We're talking about Quad A. It's going to go great with that ring that we just got you. They look like they're cut from the same rough. You're getting top gem, world class on these, over a carat each. Over a carat each in platinum. Remember, you put the best in the best. Guys, you got your ears pierced? Absolutely. Let's go for it. Grab those. Big cool look. Ladies, you're going to look amazing. The classic stud. It's round. That's a premium cut. Wasteful cut. We're doing these for $17.39. We just got these in. We don't get many of these in, folks, but this is just the most popular that we've ever had. And any of the Quad A that we can get, the very, very few private collectors that we're working with to get any of this Quad A material, which we are having a heck of a time trying to do, and keep the prices low. So, just look, we're talking about $5,000 to $10,000 carat material. I think it has the potential to go up to $20,000 a carat very easily. And I'm not talking about in the very distant future either. That is the best of the best. Again, Quad A, that's going to put you in the top 1 percentile in terms of color. That is the textbook ideal color that you want when we're talking about tanzanite. A round cut, my favorite cut, personally, statistically, everybody else agrees with me. It's most popular, at least. Why? It's wasteful. It's beautiful. The symmetry, it's perfect. It makes the perfect stud. These are in platinum. Those have got the screwbacks on them. Of course, you want those screwbacks because you've got a gemstone that's $5,000 a carat material, and you've got platinum in the mounting. That's extraordinarily rare. $17.39. You get the code LIVE25. We've got 20 of them, so we're debuting these here. Although you've seen this look before, obviously. It's a reorder that we did, and thankfully, we were able to get at least 20 of them. But understand, this time, 2 years, 3 years ago, no, gosh, when I first came here, that was 3 years ago, we would have had probably 120 of those on a reorder. We only have 20 this time. I want you to keep that in your hip pocket, all right? We're doing it for $17.39. You're basically going to get them for... You're gonna get them for, I don't know, $1,100. Because of the constraints of time, I'm not gonna do the calculator on everything, friends. You can do that at home, but just most of your phones have the calculator on them. So just do that math. Just multiply that asking price of $17.39 times 0.75. I just can't do it every single time. Let me say $17.39. I'm gonna try it just because these are important. Times point, because we have enough of them too. Because everything else is gonna sell out. 1304. All right. Think about getting those on budget pay. You can divide that 1304 by 5. That'll give you your 5 breakdowns. You can get them for $260. All right. $260. That is shop 9. Beautiful. They're going to go great with anything that you have in tanzanite. Just really anything. Period. Full stop. All right. Now, for those of you, July is upon us who love rubies. The king of gemstones, meant for queens as well. This is a top gem, world-class ruby. Certified Mozambique, what many people are calling the new Burma. Why are they calling it the new Burma? Because Burma, the Burmese rubies are Myanmar, as it's known sometimes. This is a province that's had some issues, right? I'm trying to find that UV light. I usually have it. I had it up here yesterday, I feel like. But the Burmese rubies are very chromium rich, and that's the coloring agent that's going to give you that really nice, rich pigeon's blood red. I'm trying to find a little UV light just to kind of demonstrate for you guys something. It's a little parlor trick, but it's something that you would do often with Burmese rubies. Now, I sold a lot of Burmese rubies at my former network. They're always certified, and they would always sell for literally thousands and thousands of dollars per carat. They carried with them a pedigree. This is Mozambique, so it is not Burma, but I dare say this color and quality and clarity and everything about this stone is more beautiful than I would say probably 50 to 60% of those that I sold with a Burma ruby certification. They did come with a pedigree, I will say, and they were pretty. But I would sell those, and this was over 10 years ago, for in the neighborhood of probably there, because it was you had really great deals there, great prices there. Probably in the neighborhood of about $2,000 a carat. Maybe if we're lucky, we do like $1,800 a carat, and that was for certified burn. This ruby is more beautiful than I'd say probably 60 to 80% of the ones that I sold for $5,000 plus, and you're getting it today for $25.19. Now, keep in mind, there's been a little bit of inflation since, I don't know, 10 years ago, hasn't there, folks? I think yes is the answer. So this is going to be all in platinum. You've got E to F on average, VS diamonds. So again, you've got a nice trillion on either side, giving you that really nice classic Art Deco look. You've got deep, rich pigeon's blood red on that ruby. This checks every single solitary box out there, folks. And then we're doing it for $25.19. This might be one of the prettiest rubies we have in our entire inventory. $25.19. This is not going to be Fisher filled. This is going to be, we're talking about, maybe mild heat treatment, but that's common. You're getting it for less than $2,000. $1,889. You can divide that into 5 payments. Budget pay is going to be $1,889 divided by 5. You're going to get this for $377. A $10,000 ring. We've got it estimated at around $13,000. Look, rubies are the leader in the clubhouse. Typically, they go back and forth in terms of price per carat at your very high-end auctions, your Sotheby's type auctions. Rubies are up there. This is top gem, world class. I hope you guys are seeing the clarity, the color, the cut, the carat weight on that one. It's fantastic. Can we get the exact carat weight? It's going to be well over that 1 carat benchmark though, but this is that 10,000 a carat material, 110% all day, every day. It's almost a carat and a half, carat 43 on your center stone. It is dreamy. Get this home. And once you're satisfied that it's probably, and it will be the most beautiful ruby that you probably own. Once you're satisfied that you love it, worry about the sizing then. Well, I mean, if you can get it in your size right now, more power to you. But don't do the sizing before, because then you won't be able to return it if it's like a weird like and a half, if it's like a half size or something like that. But you'll be able to get this tailored and free sizing, of course. And this has just arrived. This is probably one of the prettiest rubies we've ever had in our inventory. And I've sold thousands and thousands of rubies here alone, not to mention the Burmese rubies that I was just mentioning. Now, that being said, we're about to move on, but I want to try to find this search real quick because I want to say we had one for this as well. So, they put in a very conservative $6,500. That will also be coming along for the ride. You're getting it for less than $2,000. All right. So this will have all the information there. Quad A, 4A. So in other words, the top 1 percentile, best in terms of color saturation, clarity, very slightly included, meaning it's you're talking VS, and that's on when we're talking about the ruby type 2 gemstone. Typically, you're going to have some pretty milky and cloudy inclusions. This one's super crystal clean. And then the cut, of course, is excellent. So that's a fantastic opportunity. We've got about a dozen and a half of those to go around. Get it home. If you're a lover of rubies, that is just the quintessential ruby ring. That you look up, quintessential ruby and ruby ring in the dictionary, and this is what pops up. Actually, something less attractive than this, but this is definitely at the top end of exactly what you want in a ruby. Holy smoke, that's beautiful. It's the color of power, the color of passion. All right, now, if you love that one was shop 10. I'm going to highly encourage you to consider getting shop 11. They will look fantastic together. It's going to be another oval cut. This one is going to be, again, shop 11. Now, we had a little bit more on the ruby ring. We've only got about 5 of these to go around. This would make the ideal couple between this and that ring. And I could show them if somebody wants me to, side by side. But what we're talking about here is going to be a beautiful Mozambique ruby. It's going to come with the appraisal, just like the last one. Most of these, the rings that we're showing you here will have a certified appraisal, and that's about a $300 value too, that we're going to send along for the ride, okay? So you guys will get exactly what's in my hand right now. It's going to come in the Rhapsody, because again, all of these are in platinum. Our business today is platinum, and platinum is the best of the best, one of the rarest of all of the precious metals, noble metal, in fact, very dense metal, very strong metal. Now, this is going to be a quad A Mozambique ruby. You've got E to F average on your diamonds in that beautiful halo. It's elegantly simplistic, just a classic halo style mounting. Nothing fancy about that, except to say that it's got some of the best when it comes to the gemstones, with the ruby halo or the diamond halo and just a classic oval cut there. Gives you a lot of bang for your buck in platinum. And we're doing this for $25.19. Again, we've only got 4 or 5 of these left. And let's see, $25.19. You're basically going to take, you're going to get this for well under $2,000. So about probably 18 and some change on that one. And again, this is never going to disappoint. It's that classic look. It's never going to go out of style, right? They put it at $4,800. You're getting it for under $2,000. You have a $500 budget pay. That $500 will be then well under $400 because you're going to use the code LIVE25. This is shop 11. It would look fantastic with the ring. It is coming with the appraisal as well. So all in platinum, best of the best, beautiful color, pigeon's blood red, nice size on that one. That one's going to be about 1.5 carats. Can we scroll down and get the center stone? 1.5 carats, yes, exactly. One carat 51 is to be precise. That's your bare minimum. All right? Yours may be 1 carat 55, 1 carat 56, but it's going to be a minimum 1 carat 51. 8x6. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Never, ever going out of style. Perfect for that person that you want to get, that you're not sure that they're going to love it. It's always a safe bet with a nice sort of classic traditional halo, because that's always in vogue. Absolutely fantastic. That one's shop 11. Very limited on those, though. So if you love that, you need to grab that. Again, it would go perfectly, as you just saw, with that ring. Let's move on to shop 12, just because I know we're almost out of time, and I've got like 6 or 7 more pieces to go.
3, 4. You have 5.
Oh, 5? Okay, so we're good. I can relax. I was starting to get that creeping feeling that, because I always want to get everything for you guys, especially with these last items. They deserve a little time to breathe, because now I've got 6, because I've got 2 emeralds, or 2 rings, and 1 pendant. So 6 is my count. But
you should only have 5, because we have the 1 emerald. Yeah, we'll work out there.
Okay, yeah, we'll figure it out. All right, now I like this. Oh ho ho ho! This is fun. This again. This is that. This I feel like we just showed up at Jay's party, Jay Gatsby's party. Notice you'll have those 2 sort of windows on either side, giving you the look of almost a baguette look. But they had you have 3 rounds. They're like almost channel set in there. They are. You got 3 princess cuts. Yeah, that is. Oh, it's 3. Yeah, it's 3 princess cuts. Channel set on either side there, so it gives you the look of like 2 little mirror like baguettes almost on the side. I love this design. Very, very cool. Art Deco, very, very symmetrical. This just give you an idea of the scope of it. But look at that. This is a quad A. This is from the Kagem mine, Zambian. So I've got like this dude, this one, and that.
This shouldn't be on our show. What is this? Yes, that's not on our show.
Get it on there. I like it. Can we get it in?
No, I can't.
No. If you could, that would be awesome, because I love it. Now, 2 carat 5. E to F, VS on diamonds. You're always going to put the best in the best. We're not going to put something in platinum that's just, No, that said nobody ever. Because of the rarity of this metal, because of how difficult, because of how much you have to pay an artisan to put, just to work with the metal, quite frankly. there's only about 5 to 10% out there that are even qualified to work with platinum because of the extreme temperatures and heat that's required. And you could really go about messing up a gemstone with the amount of heat that you have to use in order to work with platinum. So you have to be very, very careful. Now, this ring, perfect for your May. You got your May birthstone, right? 6.65 grams of platinum, rather substantial. You're talking well over 1.5 carats in the emerald. Emeralds have gotten of the three kings, as we call them. It's one of your 4 precious gemstones, right? You got diamonds, emeralds, rubies, and sapphires. But of your 3 kings, colored gemstones, that is, your rubies, emeralds, and sapphires. Emeralds, at least, and this is anecdotal, I could be wrong. Emeralds have been, in recent memory, a lot more I'd say on average expensive, because you do have a lot of rubies that you can get now that have the Fisher filling, which is not quite as expensive, so that's sort of skewing the results, but you don't necessarily have that opportunity with the emeralds. So emeralds have been very, very expensive and continue to be very, very expensive in at least in terms of the 3 kings, rubies, emeralds, and sapphires. The most expensive, at least anecdotally, this is my opinion. It's not science. I didn't do a scientific study, but we see a lot less of them. We didn't get that many of them in, and usually whenever we have like a May birthstone month, emeralds, that's your birthstone for the month of May, we get tons of inventory in. And I was rather surprised with how little we did get in and how fast it's going, because people love this gemstone, have for thousands of years. We're doing this for $38.69. You're going to take just shy of $1,000 off that. You're going to get it well under $3,000. Probably going to be around the neighborhood of $2,900 once you use the code LIVE25. You'll have a $774 budget pay. You're going to take a 0.25% off that with the code LIVE25. And then you're going to be getting this for around $500 or a little bit, maybe give or take, on budget pay. If you get it home, you decide you're not in love with it, you can send it back. The color is stellar. I don't think the picture does it justice. You do want to see a little bit of inclusions with an emerald. I will say that. Otherwise, you're probably dealing with a fugazi, to use one of the Donnie Brasco terms. I watched that movie last night, so I'm like, I got all this. Forget about it. Fugazi. It's a fugazi. It's a fugazi. Fugazi. What's a fugazi? It's a fake. In the beginning of the movie, there's a fake diamond ring that Donnie Brasco is supposedly a jeweler disguised as an FBI agent. That he sort of ingratiates himself with Pacino's character, who plays a real life mob dude that was sort of one of the guys that took him in there. And anyway, you don't want to get a fugazi emerald, I guess is what I'm trying to say. This is going to be earth mined. This is not going to be even lab created. Now, a lot of places you go to now, they're going to have the lab createds, and those are beautiful. But look, when you get the real deal, you get an earth mined emerald. We're talking about value. We're talking about heirloom quality. We're talking about legacy. Okay, this is a legacy piece. Anything that you're going to put in platinum is definitely something that you're going to be very proud to pass down as an heirloom quality piece. Okay, so that's just something to be considered there. Now, let's talk about how many of these we have, because I suspect, like most of what we had, we've got 4 of them, or we had 4 at the start of the show. So again, you've got this nice basket style mounting, but you do have the sort of Art Deco front. You've got the 3 princess cuts a la past, present, and future. They almost give you the look of one just long, elongated window with those princess cuts, channel set all in there, bezeled in, that platinum. Very, very fine piece, and a little bit different looking than your just average run-of-the-mill, say, halo. Which I'm not saying there's anything wrong with a halo, like the ruby that we just discussed. It's more of a classic look. This one's just got a little something, a little twist, a little bit different. All right, so I like it. I like it for the uniqueness of that, but folks, I also love it for the price, because the price of a mounting like this at the retail world is going to easily run you and probably $2,500, and we're getting you the ring for just about that, with well over 1.5 carats on a center stone. That is a very, very remarkable emblem. We're going to move on. That's going to be shop 12, okay? There's 4 of those, or there were when we started. I don't want sizing to be an issue for anybody. If you can get it in this, we had a 10, a 7, and an 8. You can get it in your size, and one of those is, God bless. But let's not worry about the sizing when it comes to any of our platinum rings here, because we will give you the free. I mean, try to get your size if you can, and whatever's left in the inventory, whatever you can see online. Like, for example, this next one that we're about to show you is the best of the best in the sister stone to that emerald, which is Larkspur stone.
And yeah, for this one, I tried looking up. It's not even on the website.
Okay, all right. Well, bummer. That's okay. We got more than enough amazing stuff, and we're running a little tight on time. So let's see this one. Oh, so in the early 20th century, there was a mine in Brazil. The Santa Maria mine is now world famous because of that aquamarine. What are we looking at here? This is blue beryl. This is sister stone to your emerald. Bixby was known as red emerald. Heliodorus, or your golden and your canary yellow beryl family. Of course, emerald and morganite. So this has a very, very fine pedigree. It's probably the second most popular member of the family. Aquamarine. It's a seafaring gemstone. I love this mounting. This is going to be that. This is power. You're gonna. This is a good, solid look here, and it's icy as it can be. But I'm a big fan of channel setting. But they put a lot of pomp and circumstance surrounding a gemstone here as the center stone that deserves all that pomp and all that circumstance and then some. Because look at this. What are we talking about here? You've got well over a carat, or at least a carat. Can we get the center stone there on the aquamarine there? I don't want to make a liar of myself. Yep, well over a carat. So carat 4. That is benchmark. It shows a lot bigger, doesn't it? You know why? Because color. And this color is the 10,000 a carat color when we talk about Santa Maria Aquamarine. Now back up just a little bit. That mine, the Santa Maria Aquamarine mine in Brazil, that was known for producing the gold standard when it comes to aquamarine. You notice this looks more like a blue sapphire, does it? It looks almost more like a cashmere blue sapphire than it does your traditional aquamarine because of the intensity of the color. Now, that's what we saw a lot of coming out, not everything, but out of that Santa Maria mine. Now, this mine, I think, as I understand it, I think it's still open. It was a very, very big mine. In the early 20th century, is whenever they were pulling out these really deep, rich colors. Before that, mostly what you would see in aquamarine is going to be sort of that washed out, that very almost ice cube, just very light, like pale blue. This is not that. This is next level. Obviously, the more intensity of the color that you get in that blue beryl, the more expensive it will be. So you're not going to find better color out there. It's fantastic. I mean, I would have to see a 13 karat of the old icy blue, the light, more washed out, pale washed out blue, to get this kind of color intensity. In other words, I'd have to have a big, thick stone to have it look like that kind of color. That is a 1 carat 4. That color is rich. It's dense. Now, full disclosure, this is more than likely not from that mine. However, just like Paraíba tourmaline is from a region of Paraíba, Brazil. No, it's not necessarily. It's copper-bearing tourmaline. It has to meet certain criteria to where it can be called Paraíba tourmaline. But most of the Paraíba tourmaline that you see on the market today is not from Paraíba, Brazil. They found other pockets, whether it be Mozambique, all over the world. Ditto that with this, but when it gets to a certain hue, a deep richness of blue that is like that of the Santa Maria, then it can carry that pedigree and that name with it, much like copper-bearing tourmaline. If it has a certain amount of copper in there, and it's determined that, then you can then just legally, you can call it Paraíba tourmaline. It's just become a trade name. So this is the best of the best. Quad A, so top 1 percentile of all the best in terms of color in aquamarine in the world. You put the best in the best. It's going to have a ton of diamonds surrounding it as well. What's it going to be? About 46 points minimum on your diamonds. And we're doing this for $31.59. What is easily $5,000 to $10,000 a carat material when we're talking about that kind of deep, rich color saturation and one of the most popular gemstones in the world, your and sister to emerald and morganite, your March birthstone aquamarine. That's Santa Maria. It's so fine. I love this mounting too. I love the channel setting baguettes that you've got going down either side. This is all in platinum. We will size this for you. $31.59 is not going to be your final price because that will be taken down to $23.69. $23.69. You also have 5 budget pays that you can break that down into, and you can get this for less than $500. Get it home. If you love aquamarine and you just think it's one of the most beautiful gemstones, you have a March birthday, whatever it may be, and you want the absolute best of the best and well past the 1 carat benchmark on the best of the best, and it actually shows a lot larger to me. And maybe it's because of all those diamonds just dripping around it. You've got the halo, you've got this sort of beautiful, almost like a buckle style here, but this acts as the buckle, the sort of, it's just, it's such a beautiful mounting. This is a really cool. I love the symmetry of it and everything. It's just really outstanding. I think this is a ring that you're not going to see at the retail level with that kind of color. This is something that you'd see at the blue box store, and you're going to pay a small fortune for it. You really would. You'll pay well over $10,000. Of that, I have no doubt. It's a known gemstone. It's just fantastic. I mean, can you imagine? And you got that absolutely stunning. Well, I feel like you're not seeing it quite as well because I feel like it's a little washed out. Anyway, I have to move on, but I'm just, that's probably my favorite aquamarine ring in our entire inventory that I've seen in a long time. It's just, it speaks to me on so many different levels. I hope it does to you. In terms of availability, though, let me give you that as we move forward. 4 of those, we only got 4 of those. It's last in stock. So if you love it, get it home, use your budget pay, see if you love it as much as I do. If it's not everything I say it is and more, you send it back. It's not going to hurt my feelings. I want you to be happy with your purchase, but I got to tell you, I think this is one that if you're a lover of aquamarine, blue gemstones in general, that almost looks like a blue zircon, the sparkle that you get on that too. So the cutting of that one is quite remarkable. Blue zircons have a lot of sparkle, high dispersion, nice rich color like that. That's impressive. That is very impressive. Now, speaking of impressive, take a look at this. Now, this is going to be your rubellite tourmaline, but we've not just included probably one of the top 3 rarest of all of the tourmaline, which comes in about 30,000 different hues, they say. But we've included probably the leader in the clubhouse, the king, when it comes to, well, one of the kings of just rare gemstones in general in terms of expense and beauty, Pataiba tourmaline. It's sister stone. So we've got Pataiba and your rubellite in your center. That is top gem, world class. Rubellite, much like your emerald, it's a type 3 gemstone. What does that mean? It means you're expected to have inclusions. You're expected to see a bunch of inclusions. This one is crystal clean. Absolutely amazing to see a rubellite with that kind of clarity, that intense of color. I mean, the color is just rich on this one. It's quad A, so again, top 1 percentile in terms of the best when it comes to color. Forgive me, folks, my allergies. I was out watching the sunrise this morning, and I think the pollen just kind of, or whatever it is, whatever thing everybody's always complaining about around in Austin, Texas, that's kind of getting at me a little bit, getting a little verklempt, a little parched. Okay, so you're getting a nice big look here with this one. You've got the double halo, right? I'll show it to you on my finger. I've got big hands, always full disclosure, but I want you to get an idea of scale. It's a big look even on my big hands. Right, so want to review on these? It's 5-star. But the thing that's kind of cool about this, other than having one of the most beautiful center stones you will ever see, ever lay your eyes on, clarity, color, cut, carat weight, all that good stuff. But I love the mounting that they put those, they staggered your diamonds with the Pataiba tourmalines. So you got this pool water blue just staggered all throughout. Slightly stepped down from the stone, slightly stepped down to the second halo. Give me a nice classic look with that Pataiba twist. A little bit of negative space in between. Very nice as well. And right here, in between the second. But they do tear down ever so slightly. So this is something that, yes, while you've got the look and that luxury of the sort of classic, which I like very, very much, I think that it definitely has the twist, which is the really beautiful top gem quality pool water Padiba tourmaline. Can we scroll down? I want to get the carat weight on this. We do have one review on this. It's 5-star, just for what that's worth. That just means that whoever's got it was very, very pleased with it. You're going to have a benchmark on this rubellite. You've got very expensive quad A here, but 2 carat 9. Now, when we talk about carat weights, let's have a conversation very quickly about what it means to you to reach that 2 carat 9 benchmark. Well, if it stands to reason that we're looking at probably a gemstone that would be at minimum 5,000 a carat per carat, yeah. It doesn't necessarily mean that when you get to 2 carats that we're looking at a $10,000 ring, because it's much more rare, and in particular with a collectible and exotic gemstone like this, to see a 2 carat than it is to see a 1 carat. So that reasoning does not hold up. That if a 1 carat's 5,000 a carat, or anything that's hit that 1 carat benchmark should be 5,000, that the 2 carats should just automatic. Okay, it's just over 2 carats. Let's just do times 2. No, it doesn't work that way. When you're talking about rare and exotic gemstones like this, exponentially more rare to see a 2 carat. As we get into 3 carat, even more. 4 carat of this, and you're assuming that we're maintaining the quality of the gemstone, that it's going to be that top gem world-class quality. It is. So, that being said, exponentially you should be going up in price per carat as it goes up in carat. So if and I know you're like, well, we get it. Well, just to say it one more time. And this is hypothetical because I think this is closer to 10,000 carat material, but let's call it 5,000 carat material. 1 carat, 5,000. 2 carat, not 10,000. 2 carat, probably more like 12,000. Probably more like in the neighborhood of 12,500, 13,000 because of the rarity of seeing a 2 versus a 1 carat. All right, so I hope that didn't confuse people. But I just want people to understand it's very important that we got to that 2 carat threshold on this one. Now, let's talk about what the pricing is going to be on this. We're doing it for $4,000, $3,999. You will all have access to the code LIVE25, right? So you're going to use that, and it doesn't take a mathematician. I can do this without the calculator. $29.99 is going to be your price. $2,999 for what should easily be 5,000 a carat material plus, like what I did with the plus now, based on our conversation that we had before this. The Padiba tourmaline, you're going to have 26 of those. So 20 points in the Padiba alone. The remainder are going to be in your diamonds. Give or take a point here or there across the board, wherever. 1/100th of a carat. So, folks, the opportunity here is incredible. It's all in platinum. A mounting like this should easily be going out of here for no less. Here, I just say, I don't want to say here because here we do like ridiculously low pricing. This mounting, let's take away the rubellite. Let's take away that 2 carat rubellite. There's a mounting that should be at least at a bare minimum, and that's probably if you're getting dealer to dealer pricing, that mounting is going to be easily $29.99. It's like you're getting the stone for free. That stone is very, very valuable. Rubellite is very, very high in demand. This is not a ruby. Rubellite tourmaline. It's much more rare than a ruby, quite frankly, especially this kind of quality. But folks, when you get this home, you are going to fall in love. How many are we working with? Well, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. Because it's not many. We've got 7 of them. 7. We got 3 in a size 9, 1 in an 8, 1 in a 10, 1 in a 6, and 1 in a 7. Don't let the if somebody comes in and snatches up that 7 because there's only 1 of the 7s left, I don't want you to freak out because look, it's a Rhapsody piece. We will do free sizing for you, so never worry about that. Try to get it in your size if you can before you get it home, but don't do the free sizing beforehand. Do it once you get it home and are satisfied that you're loving the piece, and then you call us back and we'll give you the instructions. We'll send you something to send it in if you don't have the return, and then we'll get it taken care of for you. You'll have it back in no time, and it'll be one of your favorite new rings. Now, we do have the third-party independent appraisal on this as well. They put it at $9,000. I think that's very conservative, but I'm happy for that price. I wouldn't want them to be much higher than that because I would rather under-promise and over-deliver. But the fact that you can get this for $3,000 and get it home for under $500, and you're getting instant equity when they've got it at $9,000, a third-party independent, that's pretty impressive. They put it at eye clean, so the clarity, talking about the 4 C's here, right? Color, cut, clarity, and carat weight. The color, they got it 4A. Doesn't get any better than that. That is in your top 1 percentile of the finest in terms of color saturation, hue. That is what we're talking about. That's what we want. Eye clean, that's going to be your clarity. So remember, this is a type 3 gemstone just like your emerald. So it is expected to be somewhat heavily included. This is crystal clean. It's fantastic. Okay, so that gets an A there. And finally, the cutting. Cutting is excellent. That is very important. As a matter of fact, as well, the one of the things that I was impressed about it is the cutting on it, because the cutting is what's going to really help you to bring out all those nice little sort of embers and little fires that you see in there, and really accentuate the light return. And so I think they've done a really masterful job there as well. This is clearly cut by, a master lapidary, one of the best in the world. You're not going to let anybody short of that anywhere near this kind of material that's so rare and valuable. That said, this is coming along for the ride. That's a $300 value right there. You're going to get it. It's going to be the Rhapsody piece. And folks, these are fantastic. Now, if you get that ring, if you're like me and you are in love with that ring and you love rubellite and you're a gemstone collector, well, if you're not, you're gonna be the second you get that, you're gonna be a connoisseur, because that is a gemstone connoisseur's rubellite. So, if you get that, I'm gonna highly encourage you, if you can afford it. You think about utilizing budget pay. But also keep in mind, I do not want anybody to spend money that they can't afford to spend. So I'm not here to hard sell you. But if you love it and you want to get it home, give it a shot. Use your budget pay and stretch those dollars out and get that home. All right? And if it's not everything I say it is, or for whatever reason money gets a little tight, times change, fair enough. Send it back. No big deal. But make sure you're happy. And if you get that ring, though, and this is kind of what I was getting at, if you can afford it, please, please, please utilize your budget pay, because I don't know where you're going to get that exact match. This is virtually the identical profile, independent. They're cut from the same rough, of that I have no doubt. Cut probably by the same lapidary, which, again, going back to what I just said a moment ago, a master lapidary did the cutting on these. I think this is one of Tony's guys, as a matter of fact. So you're talking the best of the best. A ring that would easily run you probably in the neighborhood of $18,000 at the retail level for that kind of quality right there. For that kind of Pataiba in the mounting with VS diamonds, check that, VS2. Now I'm just looking at that for the VS2 on average, E to F. So colorless VS2, other than internally flawless and flawless, it didn't get, or VVS2, I guess. In other words, you're not gonna. They're crystal clean, blinding white. They are colorless. DEF. That is spectacular. Now, scroll down just a little bit. I just want to double check and make sure it's got the exact same specs. They're virtually the identical profile, give or take, I'm sure. Yep, 2 carat 6. The other was a 2 carat 5. So we're talking, 23 points on the Pataiba. Slightly, just maybe a couple extra points just on the pendant there. That does have a big, robust look. But it's going to be a 9x7. The center stone's the same. It's virtually identical profile. So if you can afford it, let's grab that matching pendant. And I'm about to make it very affordable. Yes, we're doing it for the exact same price that we did the previous. But there's a difference here. All right, we're doing this for the $39.99. You're going to take $1,000 off that. You're getting it for $29.99. But there's a difference with this one. It is coming with the platinum chain. Is that right? Yes, it's coming with the platinum chain, ladies and gentlemen. We never do that. The platinum chain alone. You're talking like a 2,000. That's a $2,000 chain that's coming along for the ride. You're getting the whole package for $3,000. That might be the best deal of the show. I might now. I'm like, even if you don't get the ring, you got to get the pendant just for the platinum chain alone, folks. Amazing. That's a 20-inch chain too, by the way. So grab those. This is a sensational opportunity. I want to thank everybody today who's joined us. I want to encourage you all, if you would please, maybe if you joined the show a little bit late in the show, to go back in about an hour and check out some of these items. If there was anything that you maybe kind of came a little bit late to the party, we have some of the most, really some of the rarest gemstones, some of the most beautiful gemstones, some of the most world-renowned gemstones, and the absolute best of the best. That ruby ring I cannot say enough about. That aquamarine ring that I showed you a minute ago. The price on that tanzanite in platinum at nearly $1,000 to me is just, my mind was blown by that. So there's really been some opportunities here, albeit most of them extremely limited. That's one of the finest gents rings we have in our inventory that we showed you there in the very beginning of the show. So there's really a lot of stuff that if you came late to the party, you want to go back and check it out. Now, we're going to be back again doing the live stream tomorrow on Monday at 10 a.m. Central Time, and of course 2 p.m. Central Time when we always do it. But I will be on Tuesday. I don't think I'm on Monday, but we're going to have somebody fantastic tomorrow. I think it's Lauren or Courtney. But I'm going to be on Tuesday, the overnight. I hope on the TV side of things, satellite and TV. You don't have to have cable and satellite to watch that. But if you're up a little bit late or maybe early, depending on where you're at in the country, I hope you'll come check us out then. We've got a 50 and under show, Dion and I do. And I'm about to go meet with the planner because I'm going to get some really special things put on there. So I hope you guys will all check that out. I guess that's going to do it for us in the time. Good job, DJ. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody out there and appreciate your comments. And as we close out the show, if you would, please like us, subscribe, all that good stuff, even as we close it out. It's very helpful to us. Thank you and God bless. I'll see you soon. See you Tuesday, 2 a.m. Central Time. Cool. Yeah, that emerald ring was a good-looking ring too. But I can't believe we did that tanzanite for that price. So that might have been a mistake. It's a good one. Good mistake. Yeah. Think about getting that myself. But we don't have that many of them. So let me see that emerald ring. Yeah, from pizza. Where'd you get that from?